Why on earth am I doing an MBA at 43? What makes a 43-year-old balding content creator walk back into a university lecture hall? As of September, I'm back in university doing a master's in business administration. This is after a really long break from academia. Basically, last September, I started a part-time executive MBA in Trinity Business School in Dublin. It's a part-time course and I'll be spending 20 hours a week on it for the next 2 years. Now, if you've ever wondered, is an MBA worth it? Or if you've ever thought about reinvesting in yourself after a career setback, which I'll get to in a moment, this series, which I'm going to document on YouTube, will give you an inside look into an MBA. Zoom back to 2015. I started blogging online about writing, and I accidentally set up a side hustle that started bringing in a few hundred and then a few $1,000s per month. My weird writing blog, Become a Writer Today, turned into a part-time and later a full-time business. You see, I was working as a copywriter for a FTSE 100 company in the United Kingdom, and I quit my job as a copywriter to work on my business full-time. And for a few good years, I paid the bills simply by publishing content every week that I wrote myself or that I commissioned to a team of writers. I ran a portfolio of content websites in niches, or niches like my US friends say, like food and drinks, health and fitness, and writing. And it was a great success. I built these websites up to millions of page views per year, all via SEO. And in fact, there's some videos on the channel where I document my SEO strategy. And I monetize them with display ads and affiliate offers. While working on my sites, I also published a few books about the craft of writing, which I talk about elsewhere on the channel and which you can find on Amazon. I did very well with this simple but straightforward business model for a few years. And then ChatGPT launched and Google rolled out a brutal series of algo updates. Traffic for my websites dropped by 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90%, and so did my ad revenue. So I had to let my team of writers and editors go, and it was all very painful, and I had to sell off most of my content portfolio. Now I have a few sites that still bring in some ad and affiliate revenue each month. It just about covers my costs, but to be honest, compared to a few years ago, it's chump change. The web publishing space is a wasteland today, littered with abandoned content sites. Content sites like the ones I used to run. Pretty much every website that I tracked saw similar traffic declines. Even big name chads like Forbes, who I actually used to write for, don't rely so much on SEO anymore. The glory days of 2015 to 2022 are over. Now I know a few publishers who are still profiting via social media traffic from Facebook and X, but that's an even more fickle beast than SEO. You see, informational content has become a bargain basement commodity unless you've got something unique to say, or unless you have a massive viral audience. Go into ChatGPT, Claude or Perplexity and you'll find what you're looking for much easier and faster than any content site. So my old business model is RIP. I knew it was time to move on to try something different, perhaps like an MBA. And my plan is to run my business while I take part in this MBA. And I've changed my whole business model. Now I'm newsletter first. And if you want to join my newsletter, head over to briancollins.com and I'll send you 101 prompts that you can use for AI. I actually run not one, but 2 different newsletters. So there's the direct response newsletter that I've just called out. And I also run a local newsletter about things to do in Leinster in Ireland. And I sell a course called Prompt Writing Studio where I teach creators and business owners how to master the art of prompt writing. Now, running and scaling an online business means solving lots of technical problems, from building landing pages to coding small tools. And that's why you'll see coding tutorials on this channel. They're not random, these are the exact things that I use to run my business and which I want to document on this channel and also use for my MBA, which I'll get to in a moment. Now at the bottom of this video, I've included 101 prompt writing frameworks. If you want to get them, hit the link to download for free. But back to my current business model, newsletters. You see, email, even post AI, isn't going anywhere. And I want to use frameworks from the MBA to scale my newsletter first business. And I also have an idea for a B2B newsletter that an MBA could help me with. I also started an MBA for another reason. You see, I got ripped off by an overpriced online guru. Post ChatGPT, I wanted some certainty about my new business model, and I overpaid for it. I'm not going to name and shame on this video, but basically I wasted more than a few grand on a guru who didn't give a flying at his clients or their outcomes. On a group coaching call one day, he even laughed about some of the high pressure sales tactics he used to turn his email subscribers into high paying clients. And after the call, I realized he'd actually used one of these tactics on me. High-end coaching paired with high-pressure sales tactics put me right off his particular business model. And I realized afterwards that I could and should have invested that money instead into a professionally accredited course which could help me expand my network. And on that, I've started an MBA because I want to expand my business into consulting. And for that, I need a different type of professional network. And I've already met people on the MBA who work in the consulting industry, and it's been a real eye-opener, and I'm going to document this in future videos. Now, the EMBA or the MBA that I'm doing is not just about honing up on academic smarts. It's a great way of meeting people in different industries. And when you spend a couple of years working in a content business in a room like this one, that's something I need to do. Now, MBAs aren't cheap, and in a future video, I'm going to explain the real-world cost of an MBA. And they're also a huge time sink. I'm expecting to set aside 20 plus hours a week for reading assignments and group projects. And on top of those 20 hours, I'm still planning on training for marathons and running my business and trying to be a half decent dad to 3 kids. So this part-time MBA, and that's why I'm doing it part-time, isn't happening in a vacuum. Now, luckily, I've got a good cushion for my old content publishing business. So I can work on the business part-time and also do the MBA part-time. That brings me back to creating content today. For the most part, informational content is a bargain basement commodity. It's only valuable if you have something unique or authentic to say. Now, I still enjoy creating content about what I'm learning and doing, but I don't really count on content alone to pay the bills, and I've no plans to build any more content informational sites. So for me, this MBA isn't just a degree. It's actually a reset button. It's a way for me to build a new network, improve some of my skills, and also see if an MBA is worth it post AI. At the very least, insights from this MBA should make for good YouTube videos for my channel and my daily newsletter. And over the next few months, that's what I'm going to share here on this channel with you. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow along and get access to some of these MBA frameworks without paying thousands of dollars. In fact, next, I'm going to share the hidden costs of an MBA that nobody really talks about. You considering doing an MBA? What questions do you have about one? Let me know in the comments section below this video.